My mother and I were both tested at the same time. We were both exposed in the same manner. We were both raped by my father. The doctor gave her diagnosis first, and she just immediately broke down crying. And when they told me that my result was positive also, everything went quiet. I was just gonna turn 13, so I was diagnosed on July 13th, 1989, and my birthday was on the 26th of July. I went down a path of self-destruction. I had watched my dad pass of complications of HIV and AIDS, my Uncle George, and then my Uncle Robert, and then my Uncle David. So from 1989 to 1994, I believe it was, one of my family members passed of complications of HIV. So I felt like that was my destiny. I was gonna die. And so I joined a gang. I did every drug under the sun to numb. I just did everything that I could to kill myself. And if my obituary was going to read anything, it was going to read she got shot, she got run over, she overdosed. Something happened other than she died of AIDS. I received a diagnosis in 2012, early 2012, with a cancer diagnosis, and the doctor was very uninformed about HIV. And so he told me, if you think you're going to have kids, if you want kids, you should probably have kids immediately. I got pregnant, and then I ran into this amazing program here in Colorado called the Children's Human Immunodeficiency Program, the CHIP clinic. You know, while I was at the CHIP clinic, they introduced me to antiretrovirals to keep her safe, and she was born HIV negative. When I saw her, it was like, I got to do something. I got to do something to better myself, because if I don't do something, then I'm going to ruin this girl's life just like I ruined my own. It's just a really hard thing in your mind to overcome, that you are better and that the world can be so much better for you. Especially when you come from a marginalized community. Like when you grow up in that space, sometimes you stay in that space, you know, for your whole entire life. And it's not until you recognize that I deserve better. My experience at Vivint Health was always a positive experience. It was always great. My experience there was one of empowerment, definitely. When you walk in the door, you see a familiar face and they greet you by your name. Hey, Rica, how you doing? Sometimes they'll pull me behind the desk and make me give them a hug, ask about my kids and, you know, my dogs. And so it's like walking home. It's like walking into my home. It was kind of weird at first when I was receiving care there, and I was also a case management there. But my doctor, Dr. Greenberg, he was so amazing. He ensured me that this is not going to affect my job, for one. It's not going to affect my treatment. And I should be proud that I am also an employee of the place where I receive care. There was a couple of times where I just had medication fatigue, and I was like, ugh, I don't want to do this anymore. But I'm a non-progressor, doc. Like, I don't need these pills. If I'm not on medications, who cares? Like, no, nobody should care, right? Dr. Greenberg cared. He was like, Rica, you have children. He called me and he asked me, are you taking your meds yet? And then he would stop by my cubicle and say, are you taking your meds yet? And then would send me an email, are you taking your meds yet? So he didn't give up on me. So how could I give up on myself? I was just there yesterday. You know, Caroline came out, she's the office manager, gave me a big hug, talked with me about my kids. My daughter used to crawl under her desk when she was younger. She had these little dolls that my daughter loved and would play with all the time. So she still has them on her desk. I feel like Norm. Do you know Norm of Cheers? That's kind of how I feel when I walk into Vivint. That's kind of how it is. Because then I go to the food department, they're like, Rica! Then I go over to, you know, dental, and it's the same. So it's a beautiful, welcoming environment to be in. And today, as we work in the community and we find people who are either newly diagnosed or who have fallen out of care, we work to get them connected with Vivint Health, because I know that I receive such amazing wraparound services. I know other people are going to receive it also.